Welcome to fifth part of our presentation on optical detectors of the subject ONS of the chapter 1 Fundamentals of Fiber Optic Communication. Myself Sanjit Kumar Singh, lecturer in Electronics and Telecommunication Department at Praveen Patil College of Diploma Engineering and Technology. So in this presentation we will see the two detectors PN and PIN photodiode. The learning outcome is to explain the working principle of the given optical source and the detectors. Here detector is valid for this presentation. Now let's see what are the photodetectors applications first. Photodetectors find its applications in areas like medical, automotive, safety and analytical equipments, cameras, communications, astronomy and in many other industries. Then what are the types of photodetectors? There are different types: photodiode array, there is LDR, avalanche photodiode, photomultiplier tube, positive, position sensitive detectors, CCD. There are different types of photodetectors. Now there are some basic requirements of the photodetectors in order to be used in fiber optical communication. What are those? High sensitivity at operating wavelength of the source is expected, and shorter response time to obtain a desirable bandwidth. Minimum noise should be produced, should be compatible in size for efficient coupling and packaging, linear response over a wide range of light intensity, stability in its performance, low base voltage requirement, and low cost will be the preferred photodetector requirements criteria. Now let's see the photo detection mechanisms, how light is converted into electrical signal. So basically a photodetector is doing converting light power into electrical signal, that is photocurrent. So this circuit arrangement shows that there is a photodiode and it is reverse biased with a resistor here connected here, down here, and a battery. So whenever light falls on this photodiode, there is creation of electron hole pairs, generation of electron hole pairs, and they are separated due to the electric field which is reverse biased, and there is current flowing through this resistor R, and thus pulse are generated across the resistor. Now there are two distinct photodetection mechanisms. First one is the external photoelectric effect and second internal photoelectric effect. The external photoelectric effect include photomultiplier tube, and internal photoelectric effect is including the PN junction photodiodes, PIN photodiodes and avalanche photodiodes. Here on the right hand side we have a basic construction of a photodiode where we have diffused the p-type material like boron into n-type substrate made of silicon, and has it been reversed when the top diffused material is of n-type, and we can make use of p-type as the substrate. Now here it shows the three diagrams. These diagrams, first figure is for the generation of the electron hole pairs. Second diagram is the reverse biasing of the PN photodiode, where we see depletion region in between at the junction capacitance. And third we are seeing is showing the energy level band gap energy diagram, where separation of electron hole pairs will take place. Now let's see the working principle. Working principle of photodetector is when a photon of sufficient energy strikes the diode, it creates an electron hole pair. This mechanism is also known as internal photoelectric effect, just we saw in the previous slide. So all semiconductor photodetectors use photon absorption in the depletion region to convert photons into electron hole pairs and then sense them. So when a semiconductor is illuminated by light having energy E greater than the band gap energy, that is E is given as HF or HV. When this energy, incident photon energy, is greater than the band gap energy, then light is absorbed in the semiconductor and electron hole pairs are generated. So here we see electron hole pairs generated in the depletion region at the junction of the PN. And in this, F is the light velocity, F is the frequency of the light, incident photon after passing through the P region will be absorbed in the depletion region. So in the previous slide we saw first it has to pass through this P region and then reaches the depletion region. The absorbed energy creates electron hole pairs. When photon is incident reaches the depletion region, it is absorbed and electron hole pairs are created. These electron hole pairs created will be separated under the influence of external reverse biased. Electrons will move to the conduction band and the holes will move to the valence band. And the free electron travel down the barrier, it is traveling down here, and the free hole will travel up the barrier to constitute the current flow. So in this way external current will flow. Generally the operating wavelength for optical fiber communication are 850 nanometer, 1310 nanometer or 1550 nanometer. So photodetectors which are used in these systems are the PN junction photodiode, PIN photodiode, avalanche photodiode. Here we have on the right hand side equivalent circuit of a photodiode. So a photodiode can be replaced by an current source in parallel to which there is an ideal diode, and the CJ, the diode is representing the PN junction and CJ is representing the junction capacitance. RSH is the shunt resistance and its value could be infinity to tens to thousands of mega ohms, and whereas RS, the series resistance, could be in the range 10 to 1000 ohms, and RL is the external load that is connected. So for faster rise times, smaller diffused area of the photodiodes are expected and a larger applied reverse bias is required. Now let's see the photodiode characteristics. Responsivity. The responsivity of a silicon photodiode is a measure of the sensitivity to the light and is defined as the ratio of the IP current, that is the photocurrent, to the incident light power at a given wavelength. So From this relation we can make out that it is dependent upon, responsivity is dependent upon the wavelength of the incident photon as well as the reverse bias voltage and the temperature. The temperature dependency is due to the decrease or increase of the band gap with the increasing and decreasing temperature. And second characteristic is quantum efficiency, which is defined as the fraction of the incident photon that contribute to photocurrent. So it is given as eta is equal to number of emitted electrons to number of incident photons. In terms of responsivity, it is given as R lambda Hc by lambda Q. Now here we have the second type of photodetector, that is PIN photodiode. The PIN photodiode is similar to that of a PN photodiode, except that there is insertion of the I layer in between the P and N conducting layers. That will decrease the capacitance because the capacitance is inversely proportional to the distance between the plates, and in this way it is increases the response time. It will respond quickly. The volume of the photosensitive region also increases, enhancing the conversion efficiency, and the bandwidth may extend to tens of gigahertz. And PIN photodiodes are preferred for high sensitivity and high speed at moderate cost. So these are the advantages of PIN photodiode compared to the PN photodiode. Now here we have the structure of a PIN photodiode, in which we find a conventional PIN photodiode consisting of a highly doped transparent P-type contact layer here, through which the light will pass through to reach the intrinsic layer. The intrinsic layer is undoped and is absorbing the light, and down here we have that the bottom N-type, which is equally highly doped, and these are the metallic structure for connection of, and down here we have the cathode connection, metallic contact. So the diode has evolved mainly from the one basic requirement, and what is that? Light should be absorbed in this depletion region of the diode to ensure that the electron and hole pairs are separated in the electric field and contribute to the photocurrent, while transit time must be minimum. Transit time is the time taken by the electron or the holes to reach the other end, either the anode side or the cathode side. So this implies that the depletion region larger than the absorption length must exist, and this criteria is fulfilled by making the absorbing layer undoped. So this region is undoped, very pure it is used. Intrinsic means pure. Only a very small voltage is required to deplete the undoped region. So the biasing voltage required to separate the electron hole pairs and move out of this I layer is very small. And added advantage is that the recombination or generation time constant is longest for undoped material, which provides a minimum thermal generation current. Here we have the biasing of the PN. It is reverse biased with the positive of the battery connected to the N and negative to the P side. This is the incident photon, the depletion region near to the junction maximum, and here it is diffusion is less.